Welcome, beloved anointed ones. Someone who treated you as absolutely replaceable is currently experiencing a public, irreversible system crash. You know exactly who I am talking about. They walked around with complete arrogance, constructing a false narrative about you. They whispered venomous lies to anyone who would listen. They expected your departure to break you completely. You survived. I want you to pull up a very specific memory in your mind right now. Remember that particular room. Think about the ringleader who cornered you there. They stood there, radiating absolute superiority, laughing at you in front of the crowd. They made sure everyone saw them tear you down. They wanted to humiliate you so deeply that you would never dare to rise again. They thought they won. They were wrong. Buckle in, chosen one. Because what you are about to hear is not just commentary. It is a highly specific, undeniable X-ray of the meltdown happening behind their closed doors right now. Do not scroll away from this message. Divine alignment intercepted your feed because you are standing at a massive threshold. The enemy is working overtime to distract you right now, hoping you will swipe away. Lock your attention. Now, let us go deeper, because what you are feeling right now is not new. That heavy, suffocating feeling sitting in your chest, the nights you wake up at exactly 3 in the morning with your jaw tight and your heart racing, their face flashes in your mind, bringing a wave of exhaustion. Listen to me very carefully. That is not anxiety, and you are not going crazy. It is a spiritual attack. That physical weight you feel is your highly advanced spirit detecting the absolute panic of the enemies. They just realized they permanently lost access to you. They are completely starving for your energy. The spiritual backlash of their starvation is hitting your physical body. Stop wondering why they act like nothing happened. Stop waiting in wound for an apology that will never come. You are a diamond. You have a heart so pure that you became a human battery for a master manipulator. You poured your brilliant light into their endless, dark void. You actually believed your loyalty could save them from themselves. But you forgot one crucial detail. They do not process love the way you do. They consume it, weaponize it, and use it to build their fake empire. And then they discarded you. They lied. They launched a calculated smear campaign to protect their fragile ego. The flying monkeys, the people you thought were your friends, turned their backs on you without a second thought. They believed the lies because the manipulator played the victim so perfectly. You were left completely isolated, bleeding from wounds inflicted by people who were entirely blind to your true worth. It felt like a punishment. It was provision. That silent separation from the crowd was a divine incubation season. Heaven removed you from that toxic matrix to protect your frequency from their demonic attachment. They wanted you buried under their rumors. They wanted you to constantly defend yourself and beg for a seat at their broken table. But you refused to play their twisted game. Your silence became a lethal weapon. They built their confidence on fake praise. You built your empire on undeniable proof. They memorized theories to sound smart in crowded rooms. You absorbed brutal reality to become absolutely untouchable. While they were busy gathering a cult of personality, you were quietly gathering strength in the dark. You are a demonstrated warrior of light, and your light is exactly what terrifies them today. You are the sun. That ringleader in the room who laughed at your pain is not laughing anymore. The mask did not just slip, it completely shattered in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. Every time your name comes up, it hits them with the agonizing weight of knowing they threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held, just to play with cheap, worthless rocks. They are panicking. Do not let your left brain convince you that you deserved that betrayal. You were not the anomaly in their otherwise healthy life. You were the mirror. The reaction got this loud and this vicious because you got closer to their truth than anyone before you had. Your pure presence exposed the rotting foundation of their entire existence. They had to destroy your reputation to survive. It was self-preservation. If you leave before the end of this transmission, you will forfeit the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees the breakthrough you have been crying out for. I am going to show you exactly how your absolute silence starved their demons. We will walk back into that specific room together. But first, you must understand the dangerous frequency you are broadcasting right now without even knowing it. Stay with me. Let us talk about the deep exhaustion. You feel it in your very bones. It is not just a long day at work. Your physical vessel is carrying a massive weight that absolutely does not belong to you. The brain fog clouds your daily vision. Your shoulders carry a brutal tension that never seems to leave. You push through it every single day. But the fatigue is overwhelming. It is entirely real. They told you to just sleep it off. They said you were just working too hard. Do not listen to their matrix programming. The medical world wants to give your pain a neat little label. They want to call it stress, but your spirit knows the absolute truth. You are experiencing a profound somatic response to a very specific kind of spiritual warfare. You are a stabilizer. For years, you functioned as a human battery. You are a deeply gifted empath with a heart of pure gold. You walked into toxic environments and immediately began absorbing the chaos. The energy vampires in your life recognized your light the second you walked into the room. They did not want to love you. They wanted to consume you. They desperately needed your fuel. You gave them your precious time. You gave them your endless patience. You sat there and listened to their endless complaints about victims they created. You tried to heal deep wounds you never caused. And every time you poured your golden energy into their bottomless pit, your own frequency dropped. They walked away feeling completely refreshed. You walked away drained, which brings us to the nights you simply cannot sleep. Why do you wake up at exactly 3 in the morning? Why is there a sudden, sharp pain in your chest? Your mind is racing, and you feel a strange sense of panic that you cannot explain. It feels like you are suffocating in your own bed. This is not a random event. There is a deeply spiritual reason. If your spirit confirms this raw truth, gently press the like button right now to put a spiritual shield around this divine truth. Claim your energetic alignment with heaven. Do not let the dark elite convince you that your pain is just a medical condition. You are a chosen one, and your physical body is highly attuned to the unseen realm. You are a human radar. Those energy vampires are currently starved of your beautiful light because you finally initiated absolute silence. You cut the cord. And when a master manipulator loses their primary source of fuel, they do not just move on quietly. They enter a state of frantic, aggressive panic. They are desperately trying to cast spiritual hooks back into your energy field. They are starving. Your physical body is feeling the exact shockwave of their distant panic. That 3 in the morning wake-up call is your spiritual alarm system going off. Your body is absorbing the frantic frequency they are broadcasting into the ether. They are obsessing over your absence. They are angry that you are no longer available to regulate their chaotic emotions. They want you weak. Listen to me very closely right now, because most people completely miss this shift. That brain fog you feel during the day is not a lack of focus. It is the residual static from their spiritual attacks. They are projecting their deep insecurities onto you from afar. Every time they gossip about you to their flying monkeys, they send a dark arrow toward your aura. You feel the impact, but here is the massive difference between you and them. They are parasitic by nature. They cannot generate their own light. They have to steal it from the anointed ones. You, on the other hand, are the infinite source. You are the sun. The exhaustion you feel right now is simply the transition phase. Your vessel is purging the toxic residue they left behind. You are healing, You are the cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. Your physical body is currently doing the heavy lifting of a massive spiritual detox. It hurts. It is deeply uncomfortable. The lump in your throat feels like it might choke you. But you must stop swallowing it down. That lump is the suppressed truth trying to fight its way out into the light. You are no longer their emotional trash can. Let me reframe your entire reality right here, right now. The fatigue is absolute proof that the cord is cut. If you were still trapped in the matrix, you would be totally numb. The pain means your spiritual nervous system is coming back online. You are waking up while you are feeling tired. They are experiencing a complete and total internal collapse. The tables have turned. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the absolute key to everything. I am going to show you exactly why they needed to smear your name so aggressively. It was never about them hating you. It was about what your pure light forced them to see. There is a deeply hidden truth about your aura that they are absolutely terrified of. I will reveal it now. Here is the first raw truth they desperately tried to hide from you. The absolute reason they launched that smear campaign was never about your flaws. It was about your blinding light. They did not attack you because you were weak. They attacked you because your sheer presence was a massive threat to their false reality. You are the mirror. Every time you walked into the room, your aura shifted the atmosphere completely. You did not even have to speak a single word. Your spiritual frequency is so remarkably pure that it forces the darkness out of hiding. When a master manipulator stands next to a chosen one, they simply cannot maintain their fake mask. Your light burns them. It is purely automatic. They walk around projecting this image of absolute perfection and total control. But inside, they are a rotting, empty vessel. And your authentic energy exposed that deep decay to the spiritual realm. They looked at you and saw everything they could never genuinely be. They saw your effortless grace. They saw your pure heart. They felt total envy. They spent their entire lives collecting cheap applause from empty rooms. You collected brutal scars that slowly turned into massive spiritual leverage. They constructed their fake identity based on what other people wanted to see. You forged your authentic soul in the quiet fires of absolute isolation. You are simply built completely different. You are rare. Think about how they always tried to provoke a negative reaction from you. They desperately needed you to act crazy so they could point a pointing finger. If they could drag you down into their mud, their own darkness would finally feel justified. But you held your sacred ground. You refused to match their demonic frequency. You stayed completely untouchable. That restraint was not weakness. That silence was a lethal weapon. That single act of choosing your dignity over your revenge signed their eviction notice. You handed the verdict to a divine court they simply cannot appeal. They realized they could not control you anymore. So, they decided to control how other people perceived you. It was pure panic. You must understand the physics of the spiritual realm right now. Darkness cannot comprehend the light, so it frantically tries to extinguish it. They whispered venomous lies to their flying monkeys because the actual truth would destroy them. If the crowd saw their rotting core, their matrix would collapse. They needed a scapegoat. They chose you. But here is what the enemy severely miscalculated. They thought they could bury you under a heavy mountain of toxic lies. They did not know you are an irreplaceable diamond. Pressure does not crush a chosen one. Pressure only sharpens your brilliant edges and makes you entirely unbreakable. The massive weight they threw at you only accelerated your destiny. You evolved. What happens when a lie gets built that incredibly big? The spiritual cost of their brutal betrayal compounds every single day. They are currently haunted by the heavy ghost of your absence. And while they are slowly drowning in their own karma, you are dealing with the physical aftermath. Carrying this high-frequency energy completely exhausts your vessel. Let me reframe your entire reality right here. There is a massive secret the Matrix hid from you. Here is what they never told you. The reason the universe responds to certain people effortlessly is not blind faith. It is not rigid discipline. It is a highly specific brainwave. Scientists call it gamma, and it is the frequency of your childhood. This is the exact frequency your brain was running naturally when you were young, back when brilliant ideas came easily, when learning felt totally effortless. Do you remember when you somehow knew things before they even happened? When the world felt like it was completely on your side? That was your gamma brainwave. It was pure alignment. Then adulthood arrived, and the modern world went to work on you. The chronic stress, the glowing screens, the relentless rhythm of survival mode. The rigid school system trained you to strictly conform instead of create. Every single year, this sacred frequency was actively suppressed a little further. It was pushed deeper below the surface. The version of you with lightning intuition and massive divine protection went completely silent. When gamma fades, your natural genius fades right along with it. The divine synchronicities stop. The universe goes entirely quiet. The Matrix intentionally suppressed your frequency before you ever had the chance to claim your royal inheritance. They stole it. Most people will live their entire lives without knowing this energetic theft happened to them. They will accept the painful struggle and blame themselves for being permanently stuck. You are not most people. You are the remnant, and you are about to discover how your silence became the ultimate weapon against their lies. This next truth changes everything. Watch. We are moving directly into the second massive truth that the Matrix desperately tried to hide from your soul. You must deeply understand the complex social dynamics of the spiritual warfare you just miraculously survived. They thought they completely destroyed your good reputation forever. They arrogantly assumed their vicious smear campaign would keep you isolated in the dark until you finally broke. But your most dangerous weapon is absolutely not your spoken words. It is not your desperate defense. It is not your anger. It is something else. You are a sword wrapped in a torn cloth. They held you carelessly for years because they thought you were completely dull. They treated your gentle nature as a massive spiritual weakness. But they were entirely wrong about your divine makeup. Because the day you finally walk back into the room, that torn cloth instantly falls away. The cold light of your sharp blade makes them completely freeze to death. They are terrified. Listen to me very closely right now, because 99% of people completely miss this shift. The narcissist operates on a very fragile system of dark illusion. They built their confidence on praise. You built your empire on proof. They need constant validation from the crowd just to feel physically alive. When you finally walked away and closed the heavy door, you did not just leave a toxic room. You took their oxygen. The master manipulator requires a constant stream of energetic fuel to survive. They fed on your beautiful emotional reactions for many long years. Every time you cried, every time you tried to logically explain your pure feelings, you were literally charging their dead batteries. You thought you were communicating. They were simply feeding. But the second you went into absolute no contact, the frequency shifted. Your silence was a lethal weapon that entirely starved their demons. You cut the cord. This is exactly where their entire manipulation deeply miscalculated. When a parasite loses its primary host, it begins to frantically thrash around in the dark. They expected you to beg for cheap closure. They wanted you to constantly defend yourself against their totally fabricated rumors. Instead, you gave them absolutely nothing. Your profound stillness created a massive vacuum in their false reality. They are suffocating because they are completely starving for attention. They desperately have to find fuel somewhere else. And this is exactly when the social dynamic fundamentally shifts. They are turning their chaotic energy toward their own loyal followers. The flying monkeys are becoming their next targets. The manipulator cannot hide their abusive nature anymore. Without you there to absorb the massive shockwaves, the poison is spilling everywhere. The mask is gone. That group of fake enablers is slowly starting to wake up from the dark matrix programming. They are watching the narcissist spiral into complete paranoia and erratic, desperate behavior. The master manipulator is obsessing over you entirely, publicly. They simply cannot stop mentioning your precious name in rooms where you no longer even sit. And the crowd is finally noticing the deep, unhealthy obsession. The very people they used to aggressively gossip with are now quietly backing away in total disgust. They are alone. Let me reframe your entire reality right here, right now. You thought you tragically lost your social circle. You thought you were permanently exiled. But heaven was simply removing you from a collapsing building. Your complete removal was the exact catalyst that destroyed their entire social hierarchy. The universe intentionally isolated you to keep you completely safe from the falling debris. You won. Your complete silence is currently tearing down their fake empire brick by brick. By simply refusing to engage, you activated a brutal law of divine justice. They are literally drowning in the loud noise of their own chaotic making. They are frantically searching for a cheap replacement for you, but they are quickly realizing that your specific depth is utterly impossible to replicate. You are irreplaceable. You do not need to lift a single finger. The universe is fighting this massive battle for you in plain sight. Vengeance belongs strictly to heaven. The verdict has already been signed, but you must firmly anchor this new reality into your physical vessel today. Do not let the dark elite convince you to ever break your powerful silence. Anchor your power. Your physical body needs to claim this profound victory before we move forward. Type 777 in the comments right now to physically claim this incoming miracle. Lock in your pure frequency and show the universe that you are entirely ready for the massive harvest. You are no longer waiting in wound. You are stepping into your absolute, undeniable authority. But the flying monkeys are about to do something you never expected, and you must see it clearly. Prepare yourself. Before we go any further, I must interrupt this transmission for something highly classified. You are completely exhausted because the dark matrix actively engineered a low frequency to suppress your massive potential. They designed a vicious system to block your natural wealth-attracting state. Your spiritual vessel absolutely needs a biological reset. To protect your aura and continue your path as a chosen one, your body requires specific frequency anchoring. You simply cannot fight these massive spiritual battles running on completely empty. While you have been quietly fighting in the dark, 4 top neuroscience labs just confirmed a massive breakthrough. The dark elite are absolutely terrified. A recently leaked CIA document revealed the exact mechanism the Matrix uses to maintain their absolute power. They discovered a 7-minute audio ritual that forces your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence. This is the exact frequency of pure genius you naturally possessed as a young child. They systematically stole it. This highly classified sound wave was never meant for the sleeping masses. It was designed to keep the dark elite in permanent power while you stayed trapped in survival mode. But now, cycle breakers like you are using this exact tool to manifest windfall wealth and total spiritual protection. You do not need a $7,000 biofeedback machine to access your divine birthright. What this powerful tool delivers in 7 minutes is available to you today for a fraction of its true value. It is a pure energetic exchange designed specifically for the remnant, but you must be extremely careful right now. The dark matrix is flooding the internet with dangerous, counterfeit frequencies designed to lower your vibration. They want you confused by cheap copies. Beware of desperate imitators trying to steal your precious energy. Utilizing this divine tool is not just normal self-care. It is mandatory psychic protection for the chosen ones. You can find the exact, authentic frequency shield that I highly recommend waiting for you in the pinned comment below. Secure your divine alignment today. Now, we return to the third massive truth about your current spiritual season. Because once your gamma frequency begins to rise, your physical reality starts to warp in your absolute favor. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of sleeping people. Your profound silence did not just starve the enemy. It shielded you. They thought your sudden isolation was a terrible, lonely punishment. They desperately wanted you to feel completely abandoned by the entire world. They did not understand that heaven was building an invisible fortress around your new rising frequency. Every single time they tried to project their dark energy toward you, it hit that divine shield and bounced directly back. They are currently drowning in the toxic weight of their own reflected poison. The third raw truth is that the law of divine karma is entirely automatic. You do not have to lift a single finger against a master manipulator. Vengeance belongs strictly to heaven. When they try to curse a chosen one, vibrating at a pure gamma state, the curse returns to the sender completely multiplied. The flying monkeys who blindly followed the narcissist are now catching the crossfire of this massive spiritual backlash. The entire toxic group is slowly turning on each other like starving wolves in the dark. They are desperately trying to find a new, innocent target to consume. But their dark matrix is completely collapsing from the inside out. They are doomed. You must absolutely refuse to look back at their burning city. Your only job right now is to protect your rising frequency and confidently step into your new timeline. The universe is actively removing every single person who cannot match your authentic, pure vibration. This is exactly why your social circle has become so remarkably small. It is divine filtration. Let me completely reframe your reality right here and right now. You did not lose any genuine, loyal friends. You lost heavy spiritual anchors that were desperately dragging you down to the cold bottom of the ocean. Heaven brutally cut those heavy cords because you are meant to float to the very top. You are entering a season of massive, untouchable abundance. The manipulator is watching your glorious rise from a very far distance. They are completely sickened by your new glowing aura and your undeniable peace. They cannot understand how you are surviving so beautifully without their toxic validation. They expected you to crawl back to them in total defeat. Instead, you are walking into rooms they can only dream of entering. You are winning. Stay with me, because this next revelation pushes the atmospheric pressure to the absolute breaking point. I am going to show you exactly how the universe is setting up their public, undeniable downfall. They are about to make one final, desperate mistake that will expose their dark core to the entire world. You must be completely ready to witness this. We have arrived at the fourth and most terrifying truth for the dark matrix. The universe is currently pushing the atmospheric pressure around your enemies to an absolute maximum. They thought they successfully buried you. They celebrated their fake victories in public. But heaven was simply delaying the undeniable consequences to ensure maximum impact. Listen to me very closely right now, because this is where the dynamic fundamentally shifts. Divine justice does not operate on a human timeline. While they were busy parading their temporary success, the unseen realm was quietly setting a massive trap. The master manipulator is feeling an unbearable psychological weight pressing down on their chest. They cannot escape the heavy consequences of their own toxic actions. They looked at your profound stillness and completely misjudged your divine assignment. They saw your absolute silence and laughed at your seemingly slow progress. They did not know that to build a massive skyscraper reaching all the way to heaven, the foundation must be dug deep into the very bottom of hell. You were not stuck in the dark. You were being firmly planted. They cannot comprehend the massive spiritual depth you carry right now. They learned from textbooks in safe rooms. You learned from open wounds in the dark. They followed a predictable syllabus to sound smart. You followed raw survival to become entirely untouchable. They desperately collected cheap applause. You collected heavy scars that turned into massive leverage. They panicked. You evolved. This brings us directly to the undeniable collapse of their fake social empire. The flying monkeys who blindly enabled their toxic behavior are suddenly waking up from the dark spell. The karmic frequency of the universe is actively purging their entire organization from the inside out. Those loyal followers are now witnessing the erratic, deeply paranoid behavior of the master manipulator. The illusion is shattering. The manipulator can no longer hide their rotting core behind a charming smile. The massive psychological pressure is forcing them to make incredibly sloppy mistakes in plain sight. They are frantically lashing out at the exact people who used to protect their dark secrets. The flying monkeys are quickly realizing they are just disposable pawns in a completely rigged game. They are rebelling. The master manipulator is entirely self-destructing because they cannot regulate their own heavy emotions. Without your pure energy to stabilize their chaotic void, their entire internal system is absolutely crashing. They are desperately trying to project confidence, but their physical vessel is completely betraying them, which opens a massive revelation about your own physical reality. Look at your reflection. Why do they look so completely drained while you are stepping into an ageless glow? The dark elite desperately want to hide this final physical truth from your soul. Time was supposed to age you heavily. The immense stress of their brutal betrayal was supposed to leave dark, permanent marks on your face. You were supposed to look utterly defeated and totally broken. You look radiant. While their deep bitterness and constant envy are aging them like milk left in the hot sun, the universe has completely reversed your biological clock. Your pure gamma frequency is literally regenerating your cells from the inside out. Your eyes carry a bright, undeniable spark that absolutely sickens them. They spend hours obsessively looking at your life from a distance. They are jealous. Read that again in your spirit. Nothing makes a narcissist physically sicker than watching you step into a new season, looking younger, brighter, and completely unbothered. They spent years actively praying for your ultimate downfall. They expected the brutal isolation to carve deep, heavy wrinkles into your face. Instead, you walked through their massive fire and came out completely untouched. You are glowing. They are trapped in a physical and spiritual prison of their own making. The universe has pushed the psychological pressure to a point of absolute no return. The grand stage is completely set for their undeniable public downfall. Heaven has orchestrated every single detail to ensure they face the exact consequences of their brutal betrayal. The verdict is final. You must prepare your spirit for what is about to happen next. I need you to imagine a very specific scenario clearly in your mind right now. We are going back to that exact room where they tried to publicly humiliate you. We are going back to the exact moment they thought they completely won the war. But this time, you are walking in with your fully activated frequency. Get ready, which brings us to the final, undeniable verdict from heaven. I need you to close your eyes for just a second. I need you to picture that exact room, the same room where they stood around you and laughed at your deep pain, the same room where the ringleader pointed a finger and tried to completely bury your reputation. The air in that room is heavy with fake confidence. Walk in now. You do not rush. You do not look down in shame. You do not tremble. You push the heavy door open, and your feet step calmly across the threshold. You are carrying an absolute, untouchable aura of pure gold. Your gamma frequency is radiating outward like a blazing sun. The moment your presence hits the room, the collective atmosphere instantly shifts. Total silence. The loud laughter dies in their throats. The venomous gossip stops mid-sentence. The flying monkeys freeze in absolute terror, dropping their shallow smiles. They feel your immense weight before they even look up to see your face. They realize instantly that everything they built against you was just a pathetic sandcastle, and your absolute presence is the incoming ocean wave. They are panicking. Look at the ringleader. Watch them closely in your mind right now. Their face loses all color. Their arrogant mask does not just slip. It shatters into a million tiny, irreparable pieces right in front of the entire crowd. They try to speak, but their voice completely fails them. A cold, heavy sweat breaks out across their forehead. They recognize you immediately. They are terrified. They wanted you broken, isolated, and begging for mercy in the shadows. Instead, you walked into their sacred space looking younger, brighter, and entirely unbothered by their childish games. You carry the specific, heavy gravity that makes time itself look like an absolute fool. You didn't just survive their brutal storm, you became the storm. You won. The people they used to gossip with are staring at them with sudden, crushing disgust. The flying monkeys realize they tied their wagons to a total fraud. The massive psychological pressure breaks the manipulator right down to their rotting core. They open their mouth to fabricate another pathetic lie, but the words turn to ash. They cannot look you in the eyes. They look down. That public, irreversible system crash we talked about at the very beginning. You are watching it happen right now, in real time. Every single vicious rumor they manufactured is collapsing under the crushing weight of your undeniable truth. Their entire false empire is burning to the ground, and they are completely powerless to stop it. Pure justice. Your silence was never a sign of weakness or cowardice. That absolute restraint was a lethal weapon that starved their demonic energy for months. That single act of choosing your divine dignity over cheap revenge signed their ultimate eviction notice. You handed the final verdict to a court they can never appeal. The gavel drops. They wanted you buried deep in the dirt, but they became the very shovel that dug up your ultimate treasure. They thought your isolation would destroy your spirit. Instead, it forged an unbreakable warrior of light. The generational curses that tried to choke your bloodline end right here with you. You are the cycle breaker. You are free. Let that magnificent feeling wash over your physical vessel right now. Feel the heavy chains snapping away from your wrists. Feel the toxic cords completely dissolving into dust. The battle is already over. The enemy is publicly unraveling in their own filth, while you stand completely untouched in your permanent, ageless glory. Unshakable power, which brings us to the final, sacred threshold of our journey together today. If this profound confirmation aligns with your deepest cellular knowing, we are going to seal this divine decree right now. Do not let the Matrix steal this powerful frequency from your pure hands. Stay with ME. You walked into this season bleeding from deep wounds inflicted by people who were completely blind to your true worth. But look at you now. You are no longer waiting in wound for an apology from a master manipulator. You have completely transcended their toxic matrix. While they are publicly unraveling in their own filth, you are stepping into your permanent, untouchable, ageless glow. The financial struggles, the spiritual exhaustion, the closed doors, they are all shattering right now. You are the sun. Step into your absolute power and receive the exact harvest heaven prepared for you. There is a reason your massive breakthrough has been sitting at the door without coming inside, and it is absolutely not what the Matrix told you. It is a highly specific and completely suppressed brainwave frequency. The dark left brain of the Matrix will desperately try to inject deep financial doubt into your mind right now. It will tell you to calculate, to hesitate, to wait, silence it. That hesitation is the exact programming designed to keep you completely broke. Listen. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands immediate action. Step through the open portal. The dark elite are completely terrified right now. They thought your deep exhaustion would break your spirit forever, but science just exposed the exact frequency they used to suppress your massive wealth. A recently leaked CIA document backed by top neuroscience labs revealed the truth. They are actively trying to scrub this leaked document from the internet as we speak. You have minutes, maybe seconds, before the algorithm shuts this transmission down entirely. Do not ignore this blatant sign from the universe. Secure your access instantly before it is removed forever. A team of neuroscientists compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a simple 7-minute audio track. It is called the Genius Song. No exhausting meditation is required. You simply close your eyes, put on your headphones, and let the sound wave do what the modern world spent decades undoing. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their ultimate destiny. The elite quietly pay thousands of dollars for clinical biofeedback sessions to access this exact gamma state. They want this sacred tool kept far out of your pure reach. Claim: do not look for this track on ordinary streaming platforms. The copies circulating out there are diluted counterfeits designed to keep your gamma totally dormant while the dark matrix continues to drain your energy. The only authentic and fully activated version of the Genius Song is available through the protected link in the description and pinned comment. Protect. The universe demands absolutely no risk from a chosen one like you. You are fully protected by a divine guarantee. If you do not feel the massive shift you truly deserve, your energetic seed is fully restored to you without any questions. This is a pure, energetic exchange governed entirely by complete spiritual trust. Trust. 4 sacred gifts are waiting for you as well, including an audio engineered for your children's focus and the original prosperity book that the Dark Matrix desperately tried to hide for many long decades. Do not let the Matrix steal this powerful frequency from you. Secure your authentic access right now via the link below before the elite permanently lock the heavy gates. Claim your copy of the Genius Song. Be free.